family, 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 family. Hey, let's go. Welcome to my Fast X, aka Fast 10 review, and oh boy, what a movie it was. I'll say this up front. This is a spoiler review. I'm spoiling everything, and a lot happens. But if you are one of those people that go to the movies and say, oh, that is not realistic, do not go see this movie. I'm telling you that right now. Fast and Furious has grown into those movies that it's just ridiculous, off the rails, and I'm for it. It's ridiculous, it's outrageous, but I thought it was great. But we'll get into why I liked it. And there is a lot that happened. And let's say this. This will be part 1 of 2 of my Fast X review. We're doing something new. There's also a lot to break down in this one, so I figured instead of cramming it all into one 17-minute video or whatever, let's do 2 parts. With that being said, let's go. So we start off, we go back 10 years, 10 whole years. We go back to Fast 5, and we see Jason Momoa, we'll get into his character's name, with his father, Hernan Reyes. Reyes was the villain from Fast 5 in Brazil, if you don't remember that. So we're fully in Fast 5 right now. We see them stealing the safe, and we did see Paul Walker. That was really nice to see him. I'm glad they didn't try and digitally insert him in this movie. This is clearly old footage, and I'm happy that they did that. It was nice to see him. And yeah, of course, Momoa falls into the water. I think that's how he became Aquaman. I'm pretty sure, but well, you know. But he falls into the water. He was digitally inserted into 5 to make it look like he was there, and that's why he is back for revenge. Then we go to present day, and we see Dom teaching little Brian how to drive. Little Brian's only like 9 or 10 years old. Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of crazy things to this movie, and yeah. So we are at the family dinner, of course, and we see Dom and Mia's mom, and Jacob. We'll get into him. We also see Roman, Tej, Han, Ramsey. The whole crew is there. And Roman Pierce is being a comedy man yet again. Then we see Dom looking through old photos. You see Paul Walker, a bunch, Brian O'Connor. And Dom's clearly getting emotional. You hear the "When I See You Again" playing in the background a little. And then Dom's mom comes up and says, he's in your heart, he's in your heart, he'll always be there. Yeah, touching moment for sure. Very nice. I'm glad they're honoring Paul Walker still, just without having him in the movie. Then all of a sudden, Dom's putting little Brian to bed. Him and Letty are having a moment, and then car pulls up, smears blood on the mailbox. As this person's walking up, the door opens and the camera turns, and it's Cypher, Vin Diesel, aka Dominic Toretto's old girlfriend that manipulated him. She goes, trust me, I'm just as surprised as you are. So we get into why she's there, and she's like, a war is coming. And then they go into a little story of Dante, which is Jason Momoa's character, which, by the way, Jason Momoa, best villain Fast and Furious has had. He was phenomenal, he was funny, fantastic, he was evil. We'll get into those though. So Dante comes in to see Cypher, and Cypher's like, what are you doing? Like, Dante held all of Cypher's goons, family members, hostage. So he said, do you want them to die, or do you want to come with me? So they turn on Cypher, of course, try and kill her. She barely makes it out alive. So then we go to Rome for a little bit. Roman's the leader of this mission, but we come to find out it's not true, because Dom and Letty are back at home. Mr. Nobody's son, Kurt Russell, who plays Mr. Nobody, who was not in this movie, but he plays a major part. Little Nobody, who is Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son, I know, crazy, was like, Dom, we don't have a mission in Rome. And they go, oh, it's a trap. And of course, you know. So then we're in Rome again. Dante says, oh, let's blow up the Vatican. Now he claims, you know, it's somebody else's idea, but he's obviously the mastermind. And Eastwood, aka Little Nobody, tries to stop him. He goes, nah, Captain America, I can't let you do that. Funny reference. There's a lot of superhero plays in this. We will get into that in part 2 though. So then the truck that Ramsey and Tej are in blip. The bomb makes its way out of the van. They thought it was computers, but it was really a bomb. So the bomb is chasing Letty in the streets of Rome like Indiana Jones and the boulder. It was so funny. I couldn't help but laugh. Dante traps the other ones in the sewer, which kind of doesn't make sense because the city's going to blow, but, you know, Dante's kind of crazy in this movie. And like I said, Momoa kills it in this role. He's just so evil and so funny at the same points. So the bomb causes a lot of damage, rightfully so, as it's rolling through the streets. But luckily, Dom saves the day. As the bomb is rolling down the street, Dom rams into a crane. It knocks it the other way. It pushes the bomb into the river. And of course now, Letty is arrested. Everybody in the crew is wanted. They think they did it. They had no idea about Dante. And Dante's sitting there holding his arms up as Rome is blowing up. Kind of crazy. They are wanted by the law. And then next up we see Mrs. Nobody, played by Brie Larson, who is Kurt Russell's daughter. And then we see, to my surprise, Thad Castle. He plays the character Ames. I had no idea he was in this movie, and I was super excited to see this man because I love Blue Mountain State. He's becoming a star, and to get him into the Fast and Furious movies, good for you, Thad Castle, aka Alan Ritchson. But we find out the character's name is Ames. He's like an agent, an FBI agent of sorts. Ames says he's gonna get the Toretto family one way or another, and if he can't get them, they'll go get his family in Cali. So we go back to Cali. Little Brian and Mia are playing video games. You know, they're having a moment. Sweet aunt, nephew. And then the SWAT team comes in. FBI, open up! Yeah, they're fighting. They're trying to get Mia. They're trying to get the son. And then little Brian hides in the bathroom. The door jiggles. The door jiggles. One of the agents comes in and he's like, no, no, no. Mask comes off. Excuse me 1 minute. And his name is Mr. You Can't See Me. Mark out moment for John Cena. Y'all know I love John Cena. So John Cena's like, hey kid, what's up? And then he hears fighting in the back. He goes, hold on 1 minute. And then we'll go into a moment where I lost my mind in the movie theaters. For a good reason. John Cena is fighting off the SWAT team. Jacob. John Cena puts one of the bad guys on his shoulders. Boom! Just gives him an attitude adjustment. And Gavin, if you see this, please comment how berserk I went in that moment. I looked at Gavin to my right. I looked at my cousin Mike and his wife Larissa to my left. And I'm like, let's go! I was so excited. I love Cena and the fact that he hit his move. I was going crazy. It was fantastic moment in the theaters for me. So then we go to Naples, and we go all over the place in this movie, country-wise. We'll get into that though. We see Tess and Dom meet up. Tess wants to help, and then Dom wants Letty out of prison. She's gonna try that. And Dom wants to go to Rio. And yeah, that's when Dom finds out Dante is Hernan Reyes' son. So yeah, kind of crazy. Then Tess goes to get Letty. She's like, all right, we're gonna get this out, but it's gonna hurt. She stabs Letty in the neck and then just leaves. I was like kind of confused by that moment. I don't know. Maybe somebody can comment and see what I missed, because I don't think they have another scene in the movie. And then Dom goes back to Rio, where he thinks we're pretty much he is a god. This is the first face-to-face with him and Dante, and Dante's being such a stupid villain. But this is the first face-to-face of him and Dante in the streets of Brazil. And that's where part 1 ends, folks. I'm cutting it off here. Like I said, we're going to test this out, see what we got. But there's much more to come. There's another wrestler besides John Cena that makes a cameo in this movie. And oh boy, we'll get into that. But until next time, when you're seeing this back-to-back videos, part 1 will be Tuesday. Part 1 will be Wednesday. So let's go into that. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you give me a subscribe. And hey, I'll see y'all in part 2. Adios!